contact. I scheduled that on Friday night. Like, send Tuesday at 10 a.m.
We're online. I just want to be ready when it does turn 7.
All right. All right, 1, call to order, roll call, and establish quorum.
Megan?
Here.
Courtney?
Here.
Dustin is absent. Kayon is absent. Lene?
Here.
Ashley? Here. Jody is absent.
2, consideration and action on consent agenda. A, minutes from June 5th, 2024, regular meeting. 3, discussion and possible action on items removed from consent agenda. Oh, we have minutes to approve. We weren't here in June, were we? Wait, that was July.
We have to approve the ones from June.
These are the ones from June.
I was thinking it was my bad.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second that.
Megan?
Yes.
Courtney?
Yes.
Lene? Yes. Ashley?
Yes. Hi, guys. All right, 3, discussion and possible action on items removed from the consent agenda. 4, consideration and discussion to identify and prioritize projects to utilize Parks and Recreation sales tax funds. Trent.
Okay, Bob asked me to reach out and in this meeting to try to decide where we want to start. I had a quote today come in for new fencing. They'll take it down, they'll put it up at Dixon and Peters, plus build dugouts with metal roofs at Peters. That was, I think, like $48,000. The last quote I had was $50,000. Our fencing needs to be done. In my opinion, it's pretty, we need to upgrade the fencing. So I figured that would be a priority. Right now, I can get new playground equipment, like brand new playgrounds, because ours is old. And everything is half price right now. So if it's $100,000, which everything's close to that, it's $50,000. I can get some for the smaller kids that are $25,000 to $30,000. We did buy a new drag for the field, and I did buy a new lawnmower already, just because I needed one. And with the new drag that we bought, the tractor probably is not the safest route to use it because we have to strap it down because it's 7 foot tall now. And I went and looked at 4-wheelers. I can get one that's a year old for $5,000. Trees and stuff at Peters Park, we probably, new water, more sprinklers at Dixon. I got a quote for that for $2,400. I just kind of go over that and see where we're at and what you all would prioritize where.
And then in your packet too is a slide from the play that we did before the vote, is because that's what we presented to voters. So just, I think those are some of the same things that Trent was talking about.
Yeah. I didn't even look at that when I made that, that list.
Yeah, we have on here security cameras by your office, but would they be at the parks
Yes.
too? Okay.
Well, the biggest issue I'm having is right now, nobody's really messing with the stuff up by the baseball fields because there's enough light over there now and the cops are going through there. But on the back side and down in the pavilion, in that area, the playground area, some questionable activity that's going on. I mean, the park's closed at 10 o'clock, but I go through there at 1, 2 in the morning. people out there doing stuff they should not be doing. As soon as they see headlights, they don't even have vehicles, they just take off running.
What are you doing at 1 and 2?
Checking the fields.
That was my question, like, what are you doing?
Checking the fields.
What are you doing that's questionable?
Now we're looking over there. Just told on yourself.
It's about 3-4.
Okay.
But yeah, the security cameras is a big issue, just for that reason. Nobody has really done anything at the ball fields themselves, but more in the playground areas. The toddler swings getting broke, stuff like that. It's gotta stop.
Yeah, for sure.
On the security equipment, is that, does that all fall under Parks and Rec? Is that any city?
It'll be under Parks and Rec.
And if we're doing this, is this going to be monitored, like, or is it fully monitored? Or are we looking at doing something that's just recorded?
We could probably get it fully monitored, but I would almost just, what I'm thinking Bob's talking about doing is like having video cameras or cameras, HD, yeah, monitors and stuff in my office somewhere, so I can go back and rewind and check everything that happened.
So there's, like, one of them that I've looked at for our office is Blink. You can either have a subscription or you can, and maybe both, but you can record on like HD or SIM cards and
Right.
and play back. Or not SIM cards, what's the word?
And see,
Yeah, I got you. SD card. Flash drive type thing, yeah. SD cards, that's what I was looking for.
Because if there is vandalism going on, then at least we have
I was like, and
video evidence, because it's just like, the plaza is a different deal, but was it this summer or this spring break or something? I mean, not long ago, that somebody kicked the doors into the church.
Yeah.
The security cameras that they have there, you couldn't see anything because they were so
Right.
far away. And that's when the security cameras became a big issue for me at the fields.
So I wonder, because you can also get like floodlights, like that will automatically turn on if activity.
I have one down there, but you have to hit just right. It's so out of date.
Yeah. But they have it with the camera, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
So
okay.
It can start, like, it can record.
So once somebody trips, like
Kind of, yeah.
yeah.
But not on this list.
What is it?
The parking.
Oh,
I was just comparing the two lists. What are you thinking on parking? Are you still thinking something with that or not?
Yes. It's going to be about $80,000 to get the land bought. And that's going to be right there just south of Dixon Cemetery.
so that grass lot that people park in.
So that would be parking. And then what about, where you have the new field or two, where would that be?
Where I would like to build one for sure is if we get the new playground equipment bought, that playground that's down there by the pavilion, there's enough room if there's already measured it all out. I can put a 10U softball field up there. A 10U softball field.
Like where the equipment is now?
Yeah, where the playground equipment's now.
Okay.
And then we would move the playground.
We moved the playground up on top of that,
Yes.
where the volleyball court was
Okay.
at. I just about got the stickers under control up there too. So it's just an ongoing,
Okay. I was just trying
Yeah,
to
yeah, no.
realistically see.
Okay, so on this list that we have, is this what order you are wanting?
no,
them?
there's no order.
Okay.
There's just, as I was thinking of stuff,
Say the list, okay.
yeah. But
You
the
need us
fencing-
to help prioritize, or,
Yeah.
okay, that's what, how much are we,
That's why Bob wants to know for the first year, because
the first year, how much,
He
or
goes-
what things need to come first
Yeah.
in the first year and how much?
Gotcha.
Um,
What are we, I don't know anything about this, so what are obstacles for disc golf course? What does that mean?
putting some trees and stuff out there in the golf course, but when we do that, we'll have to tie into the main water line because there's no shut-off valves over there at all.
Gotcha.
When I replaced the faucet that was leaking, they had to do it while it was hot. They couldn't turn the water off because it's all tapped into the main line. So we'll have to run some drip line or some water to those trees. We need trees out there. I mean,
Tying together.
But like, so trees and the water line and the obstacles for the disc golf course, that's not a substantial amount of money.
the water might be,
It's like the water could be.
because I'm gonna have to have Thrive come out and dig ditches and get water to those areas.
Okay.
There's no sprinklers out there at all on the baseball fields or anything.
This isn't really on the list, but I don't think, are there any type of like shade structures at either park?
Well, what's gonna happen with the new playgrounds? A bunch of them, yeah, it's on the slide.
Okay.
On the new playgrounds, a bunch of them come with shade structures. So, and I don't know how I would go about putting shade structures on the ones we have now, because I don't think that was a big push back then. But the new playgrounds that I've looked at, I sent Bob the website of, and I can get them all sent to you all as well.
So, new playground equipment, Peters, Dixon, and Plaza?
I don't know if the plazas, is that ours or is that, because Shannon takes care of
I
it?
kind of
That's
think
the trust.
Plaza is
isn't it?
That's,
That's the
yeah.
plazas.
I think that's different. That's
I
not
was
a
just-
parking
Yeah,
structure.
I don't, only thing I do down there is if something breaks, I go down there and take it off.
So, say you got a small play set and a big play set at each one. And I don't know, can the ones there still be used too, or no? I mean, I don't know. It's been so long since I've really looked closely at them, I don't.
They're
They-
pretty.
They're, because when they start to, like the screws and stuff that are holding them in there right now, I don't know when they were put in, they're been there for a while. I cannot even tighten them up because they're stripped out.
So,
When stuff breaks, I have to take a
it's gonna
sawzall.
be probably a couple $100,000
Easily.
for that.
Well, no, I'm probably 150,000 for the playground equipment with the sales that they're having right now.
Okay. I think parking is a huge issue.
Well, I think it's a
Like Dixon, it's a huge issue.
I mean,
real big.
I know that sounds like that's a lot of money to spend on parking, but if we want to continue to have people come out there, that's one of the big problems. I don't know.
I think fencing still comes first, but.
Yeah, I do think fencing comes first.
Parking, I agree.
Fencing and parking though are like
Really high.
kind of hand in hand almost though,
Well, and
because they're gonna be
Yeah.
intertwined.
Right.
I want people to be able to see, like, I want them to be able to see some of the big.
And that's where I'm at.
We're coming first too, so I want to make sure some of those big things are done that people have been asking for.
Right. And that's where I'm at, because
Wait on some of those, just cause like,
if we do fencing, not everybody's gonna see the brand new fence.
yeah.
I mean, Bob told me I had to get more sprinklers down at Dixon anyway, because he said where the sprinklers are working, it looks great. Where the sprinklers aren't working, it's all burnt up.
Right.
He said, we need to do that for sure. He said, but I want it
Do we know what that's gonna cost?
$2,400.
2,400, yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
No.
Like, I think people aren't gonna really know, we would, but a lot of people aren't gonna notice the fencing, a lot of people aren't gonna notice the sprinklers. People
Right.
are gonna notice the playground equipment, and they are gonna notice parking, and they are gonna notice, like, trees and that kind of thing.
Well, and like too, like my mindset, like on this list, like I said, I put security cameras as number one because we obviously need that. So
To help maintain the things that we're fixing. that are
before
not
we
working.
start going and doing, but I put playground equipment as number two just because of recent community.
I had 2 people show up.
Yeah. Well, I was nice about my post today.
I deleted a lot and I didn't say nothing.
But I think the playground equipment just is a big deal.
And when we do
If
that.
it's on sale, why not?
Right, and when
capitalize
we
on
do that, I am going to put what is called Petromat down. I don't know if y'all know about that stuff. It's a construction deal, and they use it in roadways to keep grasses and stuff growing up in through the concrete. So I'll have to get prices on Petro, but like I said, I know the playground equipment's half off. Everything's half off.
But I do think that's something that, especially with, schools coming back around and everybody it's gonna start getting cooler, so you're gonna be able to go out and not burn your flesh off of the equipment. Like,
Right.
they're gonna be seeing that more. So, in my mind, I would put that as number two.
What did you say was number one?
The security cameras.
Yeah.
And
That
then
can't be that much either.
security. No, I
I
mean,
almost feel like security, sprinklers, if you need the 4-wheeler, like these things to like maintain and
Well, but I
kind of like a no-brainer. And then the big one, so fencing, playground, parking.
Yeah.
Or in a different order, but
and I did put like fencing and / parking as number 3 for me, just because it is something that we do need if we're gonna keep doing like the big tournaments. Like we do need the parking.
Having updated fence would be nice.
Well, even not just big tournaments, like when we're having game nights, like
Yeah,
I
that
can't.
too,
Well, with the Guthrie,
When I get
with
there.
us joining that Guthrie League and having,
More games here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's 3 games happening.
And I think it'll only get bigger.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah, we're gonna build another field, so.
Yeah.
It's gonna only get, yeah, it's,
if you build it.
Yeah, if there's another,
Yeah.
that's
You're bringing.
another 50
But
people.
like some of them, like I did the 4-wheeler next just because you will need that. But I mean, until we could get to that, if we had to pause,
Right.
figure something
Well,
out.
Bob just wanted me to give him an estimate of how much we needed to ask for. Because I asked him about it, and it took him 2 days to get answers. Because he's like, we need to know how much before I just go out there and
So,
say this.
So, about how much do you think everything on this list is?
Everything on that
I
list?
mean, if that, I don't know if that's fair to ask, I don't know. Have you thought about
I have,
close to
How much
it?
is parking?
parking's gonna be 80,000 just for the land.
And then you're gonna.
And that's not if you do.
Okay, that's
work
not-
to it. So that's
That's
just
just the land.
And that field is very sandy,
Right.
so just to,
We'll have to put some gravel.
Have to do something.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be.
So then gravel.
gravel's probably silly.
The,
It's gonna be, yeah,
the nice thing is,
yeah, it's a lot.
I have made enough contacts now with people that have the equipment that we need to come level that out. I've got 2 guys coming out with laser levels and leveling all the Dixon Parks fields. And so, and they're bringing their skidsters out and they're gonna do it all for free. The work can be done fairly cheap.
Yeah, it's like, it's not the work, it's just,
I think we'd be able to get some gravel donated.
that's what I was
Possibly.
just
And
thinking,
I
like, you might be able to
likely
get
could.
donations for some of these
Kind of a
things.
wizard at that.
what are we total like kind of change? But what are we looking at like for AC? Like, are you thinking like?
Just a window unit.
Window units,
And I
okay.
got a guy that's gonna come and do the, work, making that concession stand bigger, fairly cheap if not free. Because basically all it is gonna take a quickie saw and cut the cinder blocks. I wanna put one at Dixon and Peters, y'all been in those things during the summer, it's horrible.
Yeah. I just feel like it kind of you could lump some.
We can lump a bunch of it together.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I was like going through doing. Like, I feel like there's a lot of it that needs to kind of go together because it's all connected.
Yes, the AC, the windows and all that stuff can all be part of the fencing, parking, the upgrade to the ball fields. I get that, but this,
Units are like $400 to $500.
if that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if that.
That's for pretty.
That's for a good
That's
size.
that's for a very good
Right.
AC unit.
You wanna put a decent one in there, we don't wanna be
Yeah.
replacing them.
Right, and what I would like to do also when that comes up is during the winter times, put like what the doors are where they close down, I'll pull the window unit out, take it down to my office, lock it up, nobody can get to it, it's secured, it's safe that way. And then when it gets warm, we'll bring it back out.
Here in a month or 2, those go on sale too. Or you can find them at Tracks. Like,
Real, Trex,
like,
Trex already has our ID, sales tax stuff, already been up there and got some stuff.
It's almost easier to make a list of the things that could wait.
Yeah.
And like take those 5 or 6 things off
Well,
and then,
what I would like to,
that.
and I think because there were people in that post because of the stickers, which there's nothing you can really do, but I'm fixing that, I'm getting quotes to get stuff done. I think we need to definitely do some playground equipment. Definitely, and some, with the shade structures that come with that, and I can even get extra shade structures too. I think that needs to be something that people can see, that can say, oh yeah, because they're like, well, what, we passed that sales tax, how come we're not, well, we don't even start getting money for another month. I mean,
So like, to me, the bleachers can wait
bleachers
a
can.
little while, like, would it be nice? Yes, but I think they can wait. I think there's other priorities in there.
Yes. Now, I would not mind, with that being said, when we move, if we do the playground and move it up on top, getting some more bleachers.
Yeah, like we will need to add.
Right.
But to actually,
Just for the ball field bleachers, I think we're fine.
cover.
So many people.
Exactly, like it's not,
Yeah.
People know to bring chairs, yeah, they're fine.
I think that's a,
And to fix the issue at Peters Park with the foul balls and stuff, I've already got a plan for that. I've already got the net for it. I got an old batting cage that somebody donated. All the pieces weren't there, so I threw the frame away. But I still kept the net, and I'll take the net from the backstops to cover it and run it down to the concession stand and tie it off and make it tight to where the foul balls will roll that way.
are we still doing the, like backstops, extending the backstops there when we do fencing?
No, not with that new netting.
Okay.
I will not have to do that, because the only reason we were talking about that is to try to keep the spectators safe.
So, other than the bleachers, what else can wait?
I think the seating at Peters Park, I know it stinks because there's not a whole lot of seating out there, but
I think it can also wait. I think
I don't
it's
think that's like it has to be done now. It's crucial.
Well, I mean, the Sassafield's don't even have bleachers anymore.
Right. And
I mean, Stillwater's don't.
Exactly,
So,
and the seating at the park, like there's some, it's not.
right, it's not a big issue yet.
Right here. You know,
But when it comes up, if need to be, I can get some metal and I can weld some bleachers up and we can make some, I can do that real easily.
I think that's not a, no.
One thing I did not put on the list, I've talked to Bob about, is I was gonna buy one of those pre-made buildings to start storing stuff in, because the equipment we do have that's outside is getting destroyed by the sand out of Dixon. He said instead of getting a pre-made one, to try to get prices for somebody to come in, pour concrete, and make it a full accessible thing.
park equipment and
Yeah.
not in it, yeah.
Because right now in the garage that I have a tractor and the lawnmower. The garage is full. So the drag is outside, the tiller that hooks up to the tractor is outside. The mower, the finished mower that hooks up to the tractor is inside, because we use it more than anything else right now. And the lawnmower's inside.
how big of a thing are you?
Probably not very big. It won't be very big at all. I think a 10 by 12.
Okay.
I mean, nothing huge. And it'll be down there by the rodeo arena, trying to block a little bit more of that off too.
Something else that can wait, can the trees, is that
Did you get trees donated?
More than likely, yes.
Already.
I'm curious, like I would think that would
The
be
additional attachments.
I would almost think, right?
What if,
Maybe.
what if on the trees, a family can donate a tree and you put a little placard?
Well,
I
thought
can
about
do that too. That's,
I thought about that.
Like, this tree was donated by whoever.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like, cause they make, like, just like a little stand.
Yeah, I wish you make, I mean, they're a little triangle
Yeah.
stand with a little plaque.
Placard on it, yeah.
Yeah,
Shade,
How
okay.
much would those little placards cost?
not much.
They were like cutting the trees.
I'm sure you can get them
They were like
reasonably.
Less than
Yeah, it's like much less than a tree. Trees are expensive.
Well, I'm
That's
just
what I was
thinking
thinking, like
if
if
we
we could get something
provided
donated.
that,
Yeah.
shade type trees.
'cause
Yeah, if you'll
it'd be
donate-
kinda weird to be like, donate a tree and can you give us $20 to put your name on it? I mean, that would be kinda weird.
Because I'm pretty sure,
So, I just,
bet Kyle could probably make those
yeah.
little placards easily.
I mean, if you did that, like, I think people would do that. I would do that.
I mean, I would probably do that. Yeah, I'm sure there would be
Is a tree?
places.
I said, how much is a tree?
And then how long does it take for those to like?
Depending on the tree.
Depends on your tree.
Yeah.
Depends on the tree.
But I mean, some of the tree, I mean,
What I would recommend if we do that is stay away from the Bradford pears.
Yeah, no bread.
Those things are horrible.
Pass on this.
They're not good for the
well, I
environment.
think
Do it on Earth Day.
And they don't hold up
you
very well,
would
so you'd be
say
cleaning up a lot.
these are the kinds of trees we're looking at.
Well, you could also, I mean, you could also
just
price
buy
trees
them.
and just say like, a tree, this is a tree.
With the winds that we have that come through here and destroy everything.
You could also, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. A dollar amount. You pay this amount, then we can include the placard in the price, and then.
And they wouldn't even know.
That, you could, like with
Have a
Woods and
tree.
Cloth, like they have trees come in or
Yeah, I
get
know
trees
we
in,
do
right? But like we could partner with them and be like, hey,
For shade.
Woods and Cloth has these trees, they're willing to, like, they'd be willing to discount them.
Think about
Trees they have to approve and then-
For families that are specifically doing
That's what I was
this,
thinking.
we could work that out with them.
And they make
Little skinny ones.
and still want
They will grow.
Oh,
Those are
big.
cute places and stuff.
Those are cheap.
You guys could.
I was just thinking like Perkins, like,
you know, how many they would do if they was.
That's what I think, yeah. I like that idea of just a family buying a tree, donating it, and
Yeah, I like
But
that.
like
That
if
way we
we're
can be
going to
specific
open
about
that
what
up, we're gonna have to make sure that we've got the water done so that we can keep the trees.
So
well, and
at Peters, there's water there? No, not at all. Okay,
I have water hydrants at the baseball fields, at the two fields.
okay.
I got two.
So we would have to bring water from, okay.
Yeah. But there is a main,
Doable.
there is a main on the west side of Peters Park, right there by the road. So they'll just have to tap it in hot.
Okay.
I don't lose.
And there's also,
That's gonna mess up our
Huh?
water, I guarantee it.
Depends on what size you get.
it does, I mean, you can get,
And the electricity going out.
That's why you see all
Tiny
these-
ones, obviously, because
It's stressful.
yeah, it's gonna take forever for them to
forever.
put
You
it
get
in.
those ones that, as long as the root balls are good on them and but you'll never really know. But when you go to plant them, you can cut
At
the
the same time.
roots that
Yeah.
wrap around the tree. You can cut that off, you can get all the cloth off the root ball, you get the metal off the root ball. It's just, it's not a hard process.
It's just time consuming.
It's just time consuming.
And to keep them growing and watered is the biggest thing.
Right.
I mean, but if you get them from a nursery that backs their trees, also they should come with a warranty.
They do.
So that's also a good thing, is if we buy them specifically from a place, if something happens to them, they typically will replace them within a certain time frame.
Trees.
Yeah, the ones that, the side that really needs it the most is the furthest west and up there by the playground a little bit.
I think so too. To get their name on it, I think they would donate.
Like even if we did business, like families and or businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, whatever, yeah, I'd open it to any.
I think we should look into how much that would cost.
Okay.
When do you plant trees? When's the right?
In the fall,
In the fall.
typically.
So like we have
Fall.
so we can't do it on Earth Day.
You can do it, when is Earth Day?
April,
April, you can do it then too, just depending on the tree and making sure you have the water.
because it gets
Oh,
wet.
It's gonna get hot. Yeah.
Ocean plants them year round.
Yeah.
But they have,
They might have
they have the water system already there.
Yeah.
But once we break the ground and get the water system going, we can put drip line around those trees. And we can set a timer up at Peters or somewhere, and we have to build a little building for the control panels. I mean, it's just, because that's a long ways to run electricals all the way back to the concession stand at Peters. With everything being right there, because then we have to cross that ditch line and,
They could probably put a meter in pretty close, I would imagine.
but I was talking about just for like a timer.
Oh, yeah.
So we can turn them on and turn them off, so they don't flood, because you don't want.
You don't, yeah.
So really the trees
We're gonna look at
and the
that.
obstacles,
Or things we can wait on, right? Is that what we're saying? Okay.
maybe not,
But the water line's
maybe
not.
not wait, but not ask.
But not asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Like I'd say like we could say we need put the water line on there, but then
on
we-
our list of.
yeah, of priority, and then like the other two, make a note like, hey, we're gonna work on a donating situation on that.
Okay.
'Cause I've also talked to a person that they said she's in a gardening group here in Perkins, I guess, and they raise nothing but native grasses that do not overtake the area. So even with that, we can, in some of those areas, we can put some of those native grasses in, but at that point, and she said her gardening group already said they would donate the grasses to us. So that's just one of those, when that stuff comes around, we'll just have to,
How much land is that,
at Peters?
for the parking lot thing?
I have no idea how many acres are there.
I'd say 5 acres at most, like if that.
That's kind of a lot then.
It's a good, I mean, it's a good size.
But
That's what I thought.
It's not real
It's not long, it's gonna be more length than it is width. It'll be longer than.
I just mean that's kind of a lot of money.
Yeah, like,
It is.
is that cemetery owned?
Cemetery.
Did they already say they would sell it, or?
Yeah, they priced it to him.
Is that negotiable?
How much was it again?
80.
Well, we have our realtor, so.
Well,
Or to,
I mean, okay, I'm thinking, which, if the cemetery owns it, it's probably different. It'd be better if an individual owned it, because
Right.
then maybe you could, they could do a donation as part of the money.
Right.
And then get a letter for a tax write-off, but the cemetery probably doesn't need
I mean,
something like
Right.
that.
I think there'd be a tax on.
I don't know, but it might be worth asking if they need a write-off for a reason,
Right.
like less money, and they made a donation. I don't know, Harlan used to do that all the time.
Right. I will check with that.
But, yeah, I don't know. It might be worth asking
how much
about.
are the lights at the field's going to be?
Yeah.
It depends on which lightings we go with. I went and looked at Ripley's lights, and they basically have parking lot lights that are LEDs. I mean, they're on like 2 lights on a pole, and they're not bad. But I got a $3,500 check to replace the poles from CREC. So getting the poles would be $3,500. Somebody also told me to check with OG&E, because OG&E may donate the poles as well. And then OG&E supposedly will come in, they got so many community service hours they have to do for the community, and set the poles and get it all hooked up at no charge.
Is that OG&E there?
Long meeting.
Is that there?
Yeah, it's everything City of Perkins is OG&E.
Okay. Couldn't remember if that was. that was-
Last, about a year, when we started talking about the sales tax stuff, I went ahead and got a quote on lights. One guy wanted to sell me lights for $500,000. I told him I did not
No
need,
kidding.
I did not need lights that had Bluetooth so I could turn them on and off with my phone.
Yeah. Switches are fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess my question is like, do the lights need to be like up there on priority, or could we get
We can probably.
by with what we
can get by
have?
with the lights that we have. But, I mean, that's not gonna be an issue. The only issue that I have is the softball field lights. We had a power surge for some reason, and it shut
Everything
everything down. Just the softball field. In the middle of the game. The scoreboard is tied into those lights, so when
The
the,
stupid thing just turns off, and
yeah.
and it won't restart for like 10 minutes, and then.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is annoying.
It's-
It's happened to me at least 3 times.
The only field that has happened on is a softball field.
Maybe that can be a priority?
Is it on a different main? I wonder?
Softball field? Just this.
Just the softball field.
Okay.
It's never done it with the baseball fields. Never
On a
had
different
power surge.
transformer or something?
As soon as you let the lights go back down, you flip them back on, they come right back on. But it takes 15, 20 minutes for the lights to cool down. So if somebody accidentally turns the light switches off, you're postponed until those lights cool down.
So then the other question would be, if we add a new field though, we're gonna need lights there.
But that other field, that can be pushed for a little bit. I mean, that's not a.
I don't think the new field is on the,
Huh?
new field isn't as high as
I don't think so.
sorry there.
It'd be nice.
It would be nice, but I think with
Like, why build a new field to bring in more people when you don't have all these other things
Right,
to accommodate,
right.
so.
Well, I mean, you can do this again next year.
Right.
Right.
So,
And that's,
get all this done.
So if we did the
people can see
equipment
some
though, we could
things
go ahead and move that location, that way we're prepped. for-
that's my thought process, because I don't know if I start to move that equipment, that playground equipment, I don't know what it looks like under the ground.
Yeah, so my other question would be, the fencing, does this fencing include a field, or is this just?
That's just the 5 fields that I have.
Fields we already have.
Okay, perfect.
But it
I just wanted to
does
make sure that
include
was,
those dugouts, which I think that's important.
I think dugouts are very important.
That does include the dugouts.
Yeah,
That
the
is-
48,000 does include the dugout.
And some kind of cover for Peters?
I already have the cover there in my office,
Okay.
and then when this winter,
Fencing, is it on the fencing? Is it like,
it'll tie to the backstops,
okay.
and then I'll take it down to the roof of the concession stand,
Okay.
and then I'll make a hole or something,
We can get
and
them.
make the ball come down into another tube, just to protect. And it's not for T-ball, it's strictly AE.
Okay, sprinklers, you mentioned Bob said something about sprinklers, so that needs to probably be priority, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, he said where the sprinklers are at, everything looks good. He said, what's wrong with the other sprinklers? I said, I don't have enough on the baseball fields and softball fields, and I'm getting the water back machine to start potholing to find out what's going on with the commons. Because there's sprinklers out there too. But they will not turn on, so I gotta find another water valve out there.
So I think
Have the list.
wait on the field, wait on the bleachers, wait on the seating.
And the lights.
Move the trees and obstacles to like a donation item and off of here, and wait on the lights. Is that what y'all are thinking?
Yeah, I've got on the can wait list was bleachers, more seating at Peters, the baseball field lights. I put softball field lights on priority, since that field's the one that's messing up.
I don't know if it's the lights or if it's just something in the
Electric, yeah.
Okay, I'll put a question mark with that then. And then we said the new field could be pushed back.
Yeah.
And I have the trees as a donate obstacle. Is that trees were the obstacles too, right?
Yeah.
So those could be donate, and then water line. Yeah, I think that's it.
So we want playground equipment for sure.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is just because it's something the taxpayers have paid for and that they need to see it.
We're growing, but that playground equipment, like everybody knows, like it's been there for a very long time. It hasn't been updated.
It was there when Tanner was
Yeah.
in elementary school.
Well, and I know like 2 directors before you were it's just finding screws to bolt in because a single bolt was like $1,000 like to fix, and it was
Things are
outrageous.
worked on it, like there's not,
Yeah.
there's things that just aren't.
So I just think like that, driving down Kirk Street or wherever, and you see at Peters Park like brand new equipment, you're like, oh hey,
You know, it's
that's
stopping
going
right
to
there.
catch your eye.
I know that spinning thing, I don't know what you call it, at Peters. I don't even know if I can get a bearing to fix it and start taking it off. I tried to take it off to see if maybe it's just sand. I couldn't even get all the screws out because they were stripped.
Yeah.
So I just put what I got off back in.
Does that include installing?
I don't think so. That's just the price of it. But I
I
had,
think that's
I
expensive.
don't think it does. Remember, didn't we have like community help last time to install?
That was before I lived here. That's why I knew it was a long time ago.
I remember, I'm pretty sure like people came and helped install it.
That's probably when you worked for.
It was like, well, that's been for quite some time. Yeah. In Perkins, would have been around Perkins.
The female at work that you worked for.
Yeah. Lindsay? Yeah.
I know there's enough concrete.
That was back then, so when was that?
To have all the,
2008, 2007? 2007?
Because you gotta make sure you get them all even off and.
Yeah. So that they're safe for.
because I believe the playground equipment's supposed to be updated every 10 years. Stay in.
We're close. It's not to 20 yet.
Plus a few.
A few.
Yeah.
Alright, should we just like say like numbers that we
That's what I was
suggest?
thinking. I was like, couldn't we just go by number?
Huh?
And then give it all to Trent.
We
It's
don't want it
just
in the,
You don't have to vote or anything.
okay, perfect.
No, this is just a discussion deal.
Awesome, okay.
Can you do my paper then?
So y'all can, everybody just, if you want to give it to me tonight, if you want to, text me, whatever, I'm not.
I think Megan has it all listed.
Okay.
Did you do it like this?
Yeah, I was like,
I did it over here like that, and then I rewrote it on what.
I just put it because 3 was lights, but I just put just softball. So,
Alright. 5, consideration and discussion regarding a Parks and Recreation adult softball.
Okay, I put it out there. We are going to put one together. I'm working on it right now as soon
Do
as,
we have enough people?
oh yeah.
I was like, it seemed like there was a lot of interest.
There's over 100 people,
Awesome.
over 100 people.
Yeah.
There was a team that reached out to me from Stillwater because they're done playing in Sassa. Sassa charges $275 for a co-ed team for 6 games. Yeah,
Where will they
For
play?
what?
6 games.
They'll like play on the baseball field?
They play at
We'll
Air.
just play at Dixon.
Oh, here?
We'll just play at Dixon.
That's what we played
oh,
on.
just the 2.
Yeah, just the 2 baseball fields.
baseball
Baseball
fields
fields.
whenever we
Yeah.
did it a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
But my plan is to start it towards after Labor Day and run it through the end of October.
Nice.
Sunday afternoon, Sunday evenings.
6 also, 6
Yeah.
weeks.
And it's gonna be $200 a team. I have a couple people say, well, if we don't have a team, I said,
Co-ed?
yep,
All strictly co-ed?
yep, strictly co-ed.
Minimum of 3 girls, right?
A minimum of 3 girls per team.
On the field?
Yep.
So you're for sure adult, like 18 up, right?
18 up.
Okay.
If you have some kids that wanna play, it's not gonna really matter, I don't think. I mean, as long as they don't play.
I just think you're gonna have some people that are like, really, we have kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but
That's my only,
that's kind of the way I am, because I know when I was in high school, you could not play adult softball because at that point in time, if your team won the league, you could not get a shirt. You could not get any of them because it goes against OSSAA rules. My thought process is I'm gonna charge them $200 and they get their own shirts made. And it's just a rec league. What I may do is I may go down
You
there.
don't even have to have shirts, really.
Right. And just, if your team wants shirts, get shirts made. I'm
Yeah.
not picky.
Yeah.
It's just to get out there, have fun, because we've
Yeah.
talked about it for a year now. I put it out there and it had an
I
overwhelming.
think it should be 18 and
I do too.
up. I think it should be 18 and up.
I do too.
I really think it should for safety purposes. One,
Yeah.
some of those,
Someone
Some of it
fills their own waiver and it's not their parent signing a waiver and you don't know to check. I would just do 18.
And language, I mean, just little
Yeah.
things, like,
Yeah.
you know.
I have the team forms already, but every person on that team that you put on your team has to sign a release waiver. Just like what everybody has to do for baseball and t-ball and soccer and everything else. The adults have to sign the release waiver as well.
Stick to
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah.
Alright, 6, consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint a chair/coordinator for a Parks and Recreation movie in the park event.
We were supposed to do it and it got so hot and then everything went crazy. We can move the date. We don't have to do one right now.
We had a date in May and then you would.
There's like, there was a committee.
The
Yeah.
next item is to possibly choose a date.
Gotcha.
Doesn't mean you have to.
Can we like reach out to the community and see if anyone wants to?
We can do that.
Here's-
The problem with.
We're all very busy.
Right, and
I was
the,
gonna say, there is softball games like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. One kid here and one kid away, and then Friday night football games and Monday night football games.
and it's Saturday all day
And
bandits.
I know that we have, just I have that, so like everybody else has all of that too.
And we can not even do one, but the only reason we canceled it in May is because of the storms.
I don't know.
right.
I want to, I
Just
just,
click on an agenda anytime.
Yeah.
What if we push it like,
October.
that's what, well, I was trying to see if there was something on here, like when like closer to like Halloween and kinda did like tied it in with our,
you could have a movie going and your Halloween.
Yeah, have a movie going at the Halloween
We
event.
can do that too. We have like Hocus Pocus,
So how-
something like that, just something kid-friendly, extremely kid-friendly.
Okay, so we need to appoint the people, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah, sorry. Off
So we
topic.
got a little off topic.
So later item is the Halloween event too.
Well, that's what I was looking at too,
So
so.
you could do no action on all of this and choose to do it in the Halloween.
Yes.
Alright, so
No
I
action.
moved to make no action.
You don't
You
have
have
to.
to?
Just don't do anything, right? Just moving on.
Yeah. Do I still need to read
Yes.
7? Okay, 7, consideration, discussion, and possible action to select a movie for a Parks and Recreation movie in the park event.
How about Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
Just kidding. keep it
Alright, number 8, consideration and discussion regarding fall t-ball and soccer league signups. Trent.
Okay, right now it's very minimum, but everybody's just not getting back in the swing of things. I'm gonna be at the Meet the Teacher night Tuesday
Not Thursday, Tuesday.
of next week, not Thursday of next week,
Let's
because
show up then.
I thought I saw a week.
He's
There.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you another week.
I mean, I appreciate that.
But that's gonna start after the Labor Day weekend. We're gonna move the T-ball games to Thursday nights from this season all the way through. That way, when parents have kids that are in dance, they don't have to choose because dance moved their stuff around. Because somebody said, I don't know, because they were on Monday nights last year, they thought they were always gonna stay on Monday nights. So they moved all their dance stuff around. When our league wanted to move 8U or 10U baseball to Tuesdays instead of Mondays, or however it was, I don't remember, that when we were going to have to move our T-ball. So there's nothing that goes on in Peters Park on Thursday nights. So it's 100% open, so we're just gonna move T-ball to Thursdays. That takes care of the dance parents that have their stuff on Mondays or Tuesdays. And everybody will be happy that way. And it's not a big issue for me to move it.
Everyone will not be happy.
Well,
That. I will promise you that, but not happier. Some will be happier.
some will be happier. That's the only way to try to keep our numbers up and let kids participate in other stuff.
So what about soccer? When does soccer?
Soccer's gonna start the same time. I will probably do soccer on like Monday nights, because that's when dances move theirs to Tuesdays, I believe. I'll double check on all that with the dance studios.
With T-ball and soccer and maybe everything, online registration would really help.
It's on there.
Like a fillable form,
Should be. Some people have filled it out and sent it back to us.
but like submitted it or like had to
That I don't know.
email it to you.
I don't.
Yeah, we've got to have a fillable form
Okay.
somehow.
Even if it's
a Google Doc, yeah.
Google Docs.
Okay.
Because I know I've seen a lot of people ask, like, is there somewhere where I can get this emailed to me or whatever? Like, that's
Right.
absolutely, we can email it to you.
People
but
are at
then-
work and they're like, I need to sign my kid up, and they're like, I wish I could do it right now and not
Yeah.
have to
We'll get started
come
on that
find you.
this week and get a fillable form up on the website.
Okay, so we need.
When are you gonna close registration? Sorry if you said that already.
October 20, or not October, my goodness.
I was like, that's late.
August 22nd, I believe, for the earlies. And then the lates is the 23rd through the 25th, I believe is what I put in there.
25th would be the final.
Yeah, I believe.
It's a Sunday,
What is?
25th.
Yeah, I may move it to the 26th. I don't remember.
That's my birthday. Isn't it?
Wait, for August? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, August.
Deadline. Cool.
All right. 9, consideration, discussion, and possible action to select a date for a Parks and Recreation Halloween event.
When do we want to do it? I know on a Wednesday, I got a lot of pushback.
Didn't we do it on the Wednesday of fall break last time?
Yes, and we got a lot, and I took a lot of heat.
Everyone hated it.
Yeah, which the thing that was hard is in like of us, there was only a couple of us that was able to like be there the whole time, I think, and we just did not have a lot of help.
What about like,
It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Partnering with a like
We need-
school group or something
Yeah.
that could come run some games and stuff.
Our church always does ours Sunday before, so ours will be the 27th.
I'm trying to, because I'm sure the school has it on their calendar when theirs is already.
And what?
No.
Usually they do theirs on like
Theirs is like,
Monster
yeah.
Mash and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all on Halloween.
It's all on
Like
it.
trick or treat night.
festival thing?
Yeah.
There's fall festival with the.
It's usually on a Friday evening.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know which one I'll choose.
Because this year Halloween falls on a Thursday.
What about like the 15th, which is like the night of like before fall break, you know?
In that period teacher
Parent teacher conferences.
Is that Monday?
Mondays and
That's Tuesday.
We're gonna have football.
The
and-
football game is on Thursday night that week.
Well, but
They
we'll
had
have
the
the end of
bandits that
football.
practice.
That's we did this last year. That's why we took
Yeah,
it.
that's-
I do.
So it's either Wednesday or you don't have it. But it doesn't have to be Wednesday fall break. I'm just saying, if it's not on a Wednesday, then
When is fall
we're
break?
still not having anyone show up.
16th, 17th, 18th.
I mean, who's to say we don't do it like at the beginning of October? Like,
And we could, and it could be more fall themed rather than Halloween themed.
Yeah.
So it could be
Harvest
Don't
Fest.
recognize Halloween.
fall.
Yeah.
What about, does any churches do Sunday nights? Does Life Point do Sunday nights?
We don't have Sunday night service. We just do our Halloween event the 27th.
Like, what about like a Sunday evening? I don't know, but that wouldn't hit high school football, it wouldn't hit bandits, it wouldn't hit any of that. I don't know, would that be bad?
And I think you could do it a little bit earlier, like, I don't want to say earlier, but like,
I don't know, but
like,
Like the 20th or the 13th or.
yeah. The 20th would be the end of fall break.
So I don't know if we'd want to do the
I think-
20th because everybody's gonna be trying to get back
I think the
into.
13th would be better than the 20th if we did it like that. Or even if, I mean, if we're doing it more fall than Halloween, you could even do it like the 6th if you really wanted, but.
So is everybody good with the 13th?
And maybe it just, we even kept it more simple. Maybe we just tried to do too much last year.
Kind of what I'm wondering, if we
And just do like a movie and like,
That could just be, yeah. or
It could
movie
just
night and
be a
some
movie
crafts
night and-
snacks.
And dress up, they can dress
Yeah.
up.
We could have fall themed snacks and
Yeah.
things like that, like.
Still a couple craft tables for
concession
kids.
stand
Kids are not gonna, most kids are not gonna wanna sit there and watch a whole movie.
Even just like coloring or, you know,
Just want to make a motion for you.
yeah.
Sorry.
I gotta stop on that.
Sunday, would it be, what time, like, when does it get dark though? That's the only thing on a Sunday night is when does it get dark for a movie?
Early, that's.
Early by that time, yeah.
Six?
So like 6:30.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Do we want to make a motion? I can make a motion.
Sun.
The 13th.
She's looking up the sunset.
Dumb, but like 6:54.
Starts at 6:30. Movie starts at 7.
Yeah.
Done by 8:30. That's fine on a Sunday night, I think. Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to have the Harvest/Halloween event on Sunday the 13th.
I second that.
What time?
6:30 till 8:30. If it goes to
6:30
9,
start, movie starts at 7.
starts at 7.
About an hour and a half.
hour and a half.
So we'll just have to make sure whatever movie we choose is within that time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, a short movie. Yeah.
Halloween, maybe
Somebody want a second?
Friday the 13th.
I did.
Jody did.
You're okay.
Megan?
Yes.
Courtney?
Yes.
Lene? Yes. Ashley?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Just put this as an hour and 36 minutes.
Alright, 10, consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint a chair/coordinator for a Parks and Recreation Halloween event.
Mama Sundance.
No, the
That's the
Halloween
next
one.
Oh, Halloween.
Listen, don't
Can I step off?
Sorry.
Can I step off?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that
I second.
for the fall event.
I don't know how, can you make an actual motion? I don't know.
I don't know.
I make a motion for Courtney to be chair.
I second that.
Megan?
Yes.
Courtney?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yes.
Lene? Yes. Ashley?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
11, consideration, discussion, and possible action to select a date for a Parks and Recreation Mom-Son Dance. Trent?
We want to do a mom-son dance. I know it's been asked and asked and asked and asked and asked because we always do the father-daughter. If we do a mom and son, we want to do it in November. Even if
She already has a
So,
flyer.
I
We
was
already
pretty
appointed
sure
someone.
y'all appointed me in May. Somebody, like, we talked about this in May.
Oh, did we?
There was a committee.
Awesome.
And today, I wrote down all the dates of home OSU games and Demon games, and then I don't have a schedule for Bandits yet.
We don't know.
But I had just put tentatively, I just did like a mock flyer, but I had put on here the last Sunday of September. 'Cause there's nothing else going on that weekend, to my knowledge.
Thursday.
Oh, just kidding.
On Sunday?
But then I,
Well, Saturday, not Sunday.
well, but either way, since you said the adult league is gonna be Sundays, we don't wanna do a Sunday.
We can do Sunday. We can make it work.
Well, not if all the dads are playing softball.
Exactly.
It's the moms.
The moms.
It's the mom Sunday.
But the dads have to keep the other
Oh,
kids.
that's right. It is mom's son. But anyway, but what I did was just, because we've never done a mom son, I don't think it's necessary to even have probably 2 times. We just don't know what the turnout's gonna be.
We had one. We've had one. And then there was
It had to have
one.
been years ago, though.
I don't know that we need
Brian
2
was
times for
there.
this one. I think we could.
We tried to do 2. We had one for sure and tried to do another one, and there wasn't a turnout.
Really?
That's my only holdup, but that's me going off of that.
Okay.
Can I say
Was
on
it
the
Ryan Brewer?
date?
Huh?
Was it Ryan Brewer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say on the date, it might be nicer to do it later in the fall? Like a winter time?
Whatever.
I just think this is really soon.
It is
And like, school starting and sports starting and all of that, like, I just don't see a good turnout on that.
Yeah.
Do we want to push it to November?
The event?
Yeah.
Whenever, yeah.
I mean,
Later is better, but.
because either that,
Good for whenever. I just did one just to get it kind of out there.
You can choose a date tonight, or we can put this back on the agenda October or November.
I mean, because we could even
Your
almost,
choice.
we could almost push it to December because we're out for like the whole month of December.
I would be
I
good
don't know
with
which one to do while everyone's
But
out
I was
though.
gonna say, and it is hard to coordinate things in December, I will say. Like,
It is hard, yeah.
Everything is hard.
I think if we're gonna push it, we should do November.
November.
So we won't put it back on for the October meeting then?
To schedule a date for no.
Or I would say maybe
October? Are we gonna skip September?
What?
Put it on the September meeting?
Oh, September.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Don't skip a whole month on me.
We need to push this to the September meeting. That way we have the whole month.
And can you put to select a date in November, so we remember that,
Yeah,
like, to select the date for in
For the month of
November?
November.
Yes.
yes, I
I'm just trying to make it easier on us.
I appreciate that. All of it. I'm like, what
Then
is
I will, we need to grab the book.
Good with that?
Yeah, I'm good. I
know you just put something.
Yeah,
And we can start really much.
I think we can start
well, we're
planning,
gonna do it in November. I think.
like planning.
Yeah, for
And then-
sure. For sure.
Now, that's a good question. Do we want to reserve the Vassar?
Oh, yeah.
Or if it's nice enough, because sometimes in November we can do it outside, we can almost take it down to the pavilion at Dixon.
I think then you'd have outside people and
Yeah,
it might be
I mean,
kind of
it'd be hard to
weather
keep-
permitting and.
Right, that was my thought.
I would say do the Vassar Center, and then if you wanted to have something outside, we could block off part of that parking lot to do something else.
That's fine. It's just one of the, I never,
That's what I would say to do, because then that's easier to track gate and door fees
Okay.
than having it open out there.
And the other thing was that just, I don't have a son, so I don't, but a lot of them, they want something nice. Like, they don't want the mummy son, like, they want
they want it like a father,
Like
daughter.
dress up.
Yes, they
I
want,
need sneakers to wear with my dress.
Yeah.
I thought the sneaker,
I think the sneaker ball.
That's what she, yeah, she
Yeah,
put
that's-
sneaker ball.
I thought that was a great idea.
It's just a little basic, little.
yeah, it was,
Just going ahead and.
because the moms at work, the father-daughter dance asked, can we do a dress up for the mother's sons?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it's easier to get a date because I feel like we get closer and then we've all got things planned and we know far enough
We will
advance.
hang on top of it.
Right.
For November, the main things to avoid are whenever the Bandits go to Dallas.
That's during Thanksgiving break, right?
Sometimes.
It's early
But
before.
like the week after the championship is
Yeah.
typically when it is. Which is typically the
Yeah.
For November.
like the second week.
I only have it going through
Yeah.
November 2nd.
Yeah,
Is
so
there
then
more?
there'll be, no,
Okay.
but there will be.
But by September, we should have all of that
The Bandit stuff.
bandit stuff done because the games start in September.
I would say, like, let's just wait until September and
And we have kind of a calendar of.
Yeah, we'll have bandit dates, we'll have more.
Are you, Ashley, are you still,
Saturdays.
Yeah, I'm good with either. I just wanted to avoid, I know a lot of games are on Saturdays, and so.
Pork chop dinners on the first weekend.
oh, that's right.
First weekend of November. Okay, so we'll,
We'll get some together.
just do no action.
Pork chop dinner.
It all gets them together in my brain.
I know, I get it.
And the date for cheerleading is the 16th. But that'll be effective.
All right,
Third
so
or 10th?
we make an
We
action.
can do it then.
Pushing that to September, nothing.
We have a better calendar, I think, of
Yeah.
sport dates. I think that's good.
And I'll try to remember at that meeting to bring
Like
some
to a vote.
copy of the Vassar schedule for that month at that time.
Oh, perfect.
What's,
Fortunately, we're far enough in advance.
I said I tried to remember, I have a note. I'll do my best.
All right, 12, consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint a chair/coordinator for the Parks and Recreation Mom Sun Dance.
We already did that, it's out.
She's still good with doing it? That's what I wanted to make.
I'm good with
Okay.
No action.
New business, under the Open Meeting Act, this agenda item is authorized only for matters not known about or which could not have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda or any revised agenda. All right, 14, adjourn. I motion to adjourn.
Second.
Megan?
Yes.
Courtney?
Yes.
Renee? Yes. Ashley?
Yes.
Cody? Yes.
On our meeting.